Welcome, brothers and sisters, to this very special presentation where I will be reading and explaining parts of the secret doctrine. Now, there's a lot of disinformation slash misinformation about the origin and the essence of the secret doctrine. So I am hoping to clarify some of those misconceptions and to explain to you the very inner essence of HPB's magnum opus, the secret doctrine. So HPB is a very special woman. She started the Theosophical movement, which is kind of a precursor to the study of comparative religion in the universities right now. So this is a book that supposedly influenced Hitler and the Nazi regime, but it was also a book that Einstein referred to every night. Some also say that he kept a copy of the secret doctrine by his bedside. So I have a group on Facebook which is about theosophy and the secret doctrine. So I've got a lot of hateful mails and a lot of just nonsensical fanatic stuff from people labeling HPB as demonic, calling the ascended masters demons. So I just want to clarify to you that HPB was actually trying to convey to us a very secret and ancient wisdom tradition, from wherein we have all received our knowledge. So understand what is being said here. Every religion, in its essence, in its very fundamental atomic nucleic structure, is a descendant of this wisdom tradition. Okay, no wonder through the ages, as history has seeped through and we've come across new eras and new ages, different narratives have been changed. They have been perverted to explain certain hegemonic structures like the church, okay? But HPB has never actually said anything bad about Christianity except of how it is interpreted. So she does tell us time and again that all the religions have come from a wisdom tradition, okay? So there's a lot going on in this book, and sometimes I'm going to read from it, sometimes I'm going to just pause, take a moment to reflect maybe, and also explain to you certain things to simplify this very complex text. Okay, I have been studying the secret doctrine for over 15 years now, and it is still I come to it with a childlike reverence every single time I pick it up to read it, which is quite often, since I deal with all this work and esoteric and occult traditions. Plus I have a lot of connection to Blavatsky, okay, psychic connection, intuitive connection. So I feel compelled to take up this mammoth task of bringing to you the secret doctrine. So let's get right to it, and I want to start from the introductory. Of course, I'm not going to go with the foreword, and I'm not going to go into the historical introduction part. You can just have a look at that, and you can go through that yourself, okay? But let's get right to the point. Now, we have to understand that when Blavatsky started talking about these things, this was not accepted by everyone, of course, because it was heretical, so to speak, right? So she starts off with this quote from King Lear. She says, "Gently to hear, kindly to judge." So don't jump to conclusions. I am just in the same position like you, trying to understand this very, very complex, multi-layered text, which cannot be read and understood exoterically or intellectually. Okay, yes, we can pick up the book, we can study it, but this is not something that you can grasp by your intellect. This is a very deep exploration of your own soul, I think, as you go through the secret doctrine. So now she starts off by saying that by the time A.P. Sinnett released esoteric Buddhism, lot of people confuse this Buddhism to be the Buddhism of Gautam Buddha. Okay, now Buddhi in Sanskrit is the plane of the mind. So when she talks about when A.P. Sinnett wrote that book, Esoteric Buddhism, it was the esoteric plane of the mind. But a lot of people misunderstood it and made a comparison with Gautam Buddha's religion, which is Buddhism. Okay, so she does speak here about that, which we don't really know or need to get into right now. You just need to understand the context. Now let's get straight to this. This has to be laid directly at the door of those who, having been the first to bring the subject under public notice, neglected to point out the difference between Buddhism, the religious system of ethics preached by the Lord Gautama and named after his title of Buddha the Enlightened, and Buddha, wisdom or knowledge, which is Vidya, the faculty of cognizing from the Sanskrit root Buddh, or to know. Okay, so esoteric Buddhism and all the theosophical literature is from this Buddhi or Vidya or Gupta Vidya, as we will discover, hidden knowledge. Now, okay. We Theosophists of India are ourselves the real culprits, although at the time we did our best to correct the mistake, which is again the whole problem that happened because people thought this was an exposition of the doctrines of Gautam Buddha. Now she goes on to say here that the wisdom religion is the inheritance of all the nations the world over. Though the statement was made in esoteric Buddhism. So this wisdom tradition, or this Gupta Vidya, which has been passed down to us from generations, is not does not belong to one religion or one system. But this wisdom religion and all the information is our collective joint inheritance. This is what we have inherited from the wise men and women before us. Okay. Now, so we go on to understanding A.P. Sinnett and all that stuff that's happening. Okay, now let's get to Adi and Adi Buddha. In etymology, Adi and Adi Buddha, the one or the first, or the supreme wisdom, is a term used by Arya Sangha in his secret term and in his secret treatises, and now known by all as the mystic northern Buddhists. It is a Sanskrit term and an appellation given by the earliest Aryans to the unknown deity. The word Brahma, not being found in the Vedas and the early works, it means the absolute wisdom. And Adi Bhuta is translated the primordial uncreated cause of all worlds. So in Hinduism or Sanatana Dharma, we have the trinity of Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara. Brahma creates, Vishnu preserves, Shiva destroys. So when you understand the creation process, from whence is Brahma created? If Brahma awakens and creates the Manvantara and the universe that we see around us in all its grandiosity and beauty, where does that come from? From Brahma. He creates that. But who created Brahma? Right? So to get to that, we have to understand this Adi Buddha, okay, this Adi Bhuta. Okay, now Adi Bhuta is the primeval uncreated cause of all worlds. So in theosophical literature, we see that there is an essence before existence. So there is something that Blavatsky calls the Venus. Okay, and this Venus is the primeval soup from which creation begins. It is formless, it is abstract. Okay, if you think of quantum mechanics and wave particle duality, when you observe particles moving through two slits, if you observe them, they form straight patterns. They don't go into wave formations, they are a particle. So this is the very same thing, awakening from this primordial consciousness. Okay, when the primordial consciousness awakens to the Leela, and an essence within it awakens, actually, that primordial Venus by itself doesn't awaken. Okay, that is the very difference between the Father in heaven. And that theosophy postulates that this primordial essence is not father or mother. It's not awake or asleep. It is everywhere but nowhere. It has all the forms, but by itself it has no form. Okay, so this is the Adi Bhuta. Okay, Bhut means a spirit. So Adi is primordial spirit. Okay, so eons of untold duration must have elapsed before the epithet of Buddha was so humanized, so to speak, as to allow of the term being applied to mortals and finally appropriated to one who unparalleled virtues and knowledge caused him to receive the title of the Buddha of wisdom unmoved. So Buddha very recently, okay, has taken on such an anthropomorphic form that be associated to a person. Now there are many people claiming to be Buddhas and avatars and bodhisattvas. So this is a very new concept that we apply the term Buddha to a human. Okay, in essence, Buddha emanates from this Adi Buddhi or Adi Bhuta. Okay, now okay, so it's very recent. Okay, Bodha means the innate possession of divine intellect or understanding. Buddha, the acquirement of it by personal efforts and merit, while Buddhi is the faculty of cognizing the channel through which divine knowledge reaches the ego, the discernment of good and evil. Divine conscience also, and spiritual soul, which is a vehicle of Atman. When Buddhi absorbs all egotism, brackets, destroys it, with all its vikaras, Avalokiteshvara becomes manifested to us, and Nirvana or Mukti is reached. Okay, so do you understand that when this Buddhi, okay, which is the spiritual soul, and it is the vehicle of Atman. Okay, when this Buddhi absorbs our ego with all its vikaras, all its constructs, all its ideas, all its meanness, okay, and then Avalokiteshvara or the Buddha becomes manifested through us, and we reach salvation or mukti or nirvana. Okay, now mukti being the same as nirvana, that is freedom from the trammels of Maya or illusion. So we scientists are now toying with the idea that our universe is a simulation, because matter at its very root is empty. Okay, it's 9.99999999999, and I don't know how many nines. 9% empty. It's the dance of emptiness within us. That is the dance of the spirit, and the spirit is in all of us. Okay, it is immanent in all of us, all sentient, non-sentient life. Whatever you see around you is of the same essence as that of the spirit. Now, okay, Mukti and Nirvana are the same, freedom from Maya. And Bodhi is likewise the name of a particular state of trance condition called Samadhi, during which the subject reaches the culmination of spiritual knowledge. So when you have Bodhi, Bodhicitta, is you are awakened to the Maya around you, to the illusion that is playing out, because you see the unity. Okay, there is no divisiveness, there's no me or you, there is that one essence that permeates. So join me for the next segment of exploring the inner essence of the secret doctrine and theosophy. My heartfelt tribute to Helena Petrovna Blavatsky, who has guided me through very many years and has been a huge part of my life. I hope I can bring to you her essence in a rather simplified way, so a lot more people can truly grasp the deep and profound philosophy that this woman gave to the world. Thank you. This is Tina from Tina Hills signing off for now. Join me for the next segment, please.